Hey everybody, it's your boy Matt and
Crystal.
here with another video. And today we got the main subject to talk about, and it's called the COVID-19, aka coronavirus. It's a little serious because right now, if you know, a lot of people in this world is getting sick and dying. So we're just trying to help everyone out, get to explain to everyone how serious this is, and to really think about what's going on with our country.
And in New York.
So, right now, I'm just gonna say that everybody should not be going out, partying, drinking with groups bigger than 30 people and more. A lot of places are locked down. A lot of places are shut down. Restaurants, bars. A lot of places where like people like to go party at, clubs. But people may think it's a bummer, because some people wouldn't care about the coronavirus. But I think people should look out for other people, care for others, because trust me, when you get sick, you would want someone to treat you. So just be smart, wash your hands, clean your face, wear gloves, wear masks every time you go out. You don't gotta get too serious and wear a hazmat suit. Just know, you can't be touching a lot of stuff, with your hands, because your hands are always things that get dirty first. And if you know someone that's sick, keep your distance and just make sure the other person's getting checked out if you know them. My experiences with the coronavirus in New York is a lot of people is getting sick. Trains, not that many people are on them. And if I do go on them, I see a lot of people wearing gloves, masks. Everyone's staying in their own corner. And to be honest, people look scared. People look frightened. People don't know what to do. A lot of chaos in supermarkets, stores, with supplies. They just grabbing everything they need. Sometimes unnecessary things they need. They're not thinking about other people, I just think that people should just not just hurry up and buy. They should just think for the others and just get what they need to last them a certain amount and let others buy as well, except being chaotic and fighting for stuff. That's my personal experience with this coronavirus. How about yours?
We had 2 trips planned, but unfortunately we had to cancel both of them. One is still not too soon. It's still like May, like 2 months. What is it, like a month or something?
Yeah, well, it's in May, and there's high chances.
So one of them is still a month and a half away. So that one's still up in the air. With, who knows where we're gonna be in a month and a half. But unfortunately, we had to cancel both of them just because of how crazy it has gotten with the flights and the airports and just the whole entire world. With that being said, everybody's taking all these risks and chances on great deals on flights and everything, but you also have to think about that there's a big risk that you can be stuck there and stranded.
Yeah.
Because sooner or later, they're going to close the whole airports and they're not going to take anything incoming or outcoming in the United States, especially a different country.
A lot of countries are shutting down.
In the profession I'm in, I'm a healthcare professional, and with everything going on, it has been super chaotic at my job. Before, everything was just a regular day. I deal with patients, and I already deal with patients, so I always take precautions for infection control and following the guidelines for. So when the coronavirus first came out, we were more aware about co-workers or anyone or any staff in the building traveling from different countries, just because it wasn't in New York yet. We already know that staff that come back from the country will have to get screened by a physician or a medical doctor to make sure that we don't have any symptoms of the virus. We do regularly wear masks and gloves, of course, especially because we deal with blood and body fluids. But ever since it got worse, now every patient's gonna get screened in, and coming out they're getting screened. No family members is allowed in the unit at all. We have currently 2 patients under investigation for the coronavirus. The test hasn't come back just because so many people are getting tested in New York that the tests are delayed. We have dedicated people in the front to make sure they do not proceed through the doors, just because we don't know what they're coming in and what they're leaving out with. So the patient's family cannot come in the unit whatsoever. If the patient's family is coming to pick up the patient or drop them off, it needs to be before the doors of the unit. They cannot come in any step closer. Inside the unit, it has gotten so bad and so chaotic. We're all stressed out. The whole staff is stressed out, because at this point every patient is in isolation because we don't know. As the virus got worse, and now that it is in New York and it has gotten really, really bad in New York, we have to really go through our minds. We don't carry a conversation with patients anymore, just because in my head I'm always thinking about the virus. I'm always thinking about, like, oh my god, after this I gotta wash my hands real quick, after this I gotta do this, after this. Like, I wash my hands 3 times before I even sit down to eat lunch, because I get so paranoid about this whole entire virus. And I think it's more of like the media than it is myself fault.
Media does bring out some crazy stuff to make people paranoid a lot.
Yeah. And so I'm always high stress alert. Anything I come in contact with, I always gotta keep in mind to make sure I don't bring it home. That's the number one thing in my mind, is to whatever happens, I don't bring it home. It's more stressful on my part just because I have to deal with it head on. I have to interact with these patients. I gotta be there when they're sick, and half of them, who knows, may have it but they're not showing symptoms yet. With that being said, there was this whole entire article that came out about there may be a curfew in New York, and when that came out, I got a letter right away from my job stating that I can travel to and from my job when the curfew does go in effect, just because I'm excused because I'm a healthcare professional. Sadly, we don't get a day off. We do not get time off from work. We don't get to be home. I would love to be home, because
so would I
wouldn't have to worry about this virus anymore. I don't just let it pass. So I'm high risk just because I'm dealing with these patients, especially since we have 2 patients under investigation. It has not been confirmed or negative, so it's up in the air for now. And any other patients is isolation, so we're just taking it from there. So currently we have maintenance staff coming in and out the unit to wipe down the railings, wipe down the doorknobs, wipe down anything that a patient would touch, wiping down the waiting room, the chairs. This virus has gotten not also chaotic, but very, very scary. Just because anyone that's coughing, you just don't know. And then the person who is coughing, they don't know either. So they're more scared than probably you are about them. So as right now, as when we get on the unit, we have to gear up. We have to wear face shields, gloves, gowns, the whole thing. We gotta make sure we're covered up from head to toe, so that way wherever we go in, we take over when we come out. And to certain points, it's even gotten extended to that we gotta go through different PPE with each patient. So if you're going with one patient, you gotta take that whole thing off and then go to another one, and then for the other one, and it's really crazy, just because when one patient needs you and the other patient needs you, you are wasting so much time taking it off and then putting something else on, and taking that off and putting something else on, which is a precaution we're taking, but at the same time, it is time consuming for another patient that really does need you. And right now, many of us are working crazy shifts. Like, we don't work 8 hours, we don't work 9 hours, we don't work 7 hours or even 5 hours. We're doing 10 to 18 hour shifts a day. As right now, we have every patient in the unit wearing a mask, just because whenever they cough, they don't have to worry about covering their mouth because there's a mask on their face, and no droplets are getting transferred to nobody. We also had a patient that refused to wear a mask, and at that point, my supervisor took it to the extra point to refuse treatment to that patient, just because not only is not protecting himself, but he's not protecting us. So when the virus first came out, not many people were taking it seriously. However, I was, just because I'm in the medical field. I see everything that goes on when it comes to the flu and everything, how people don't take the flu being serious, but yet there's so many deaths in the United States itself. So when the virus came out, I already knew. I took it serious once it came out. I did not want to travel when it first came out. Like, how did you feel when it first came out?
I felt like a lot of
Did
people,
you take it serious though when you first came out?
when it first came out, I didn't take it serious just because how everything was preceded after that. But when I seen people start getting chaotic, and then I started seeing schools get shut down and colleges just start dropping people and kicking everyone out just through online classes, that's when I realized we're having a big problem.
Coming out of a shift, you don't even want to think about work.
I respect a lot of people in that field, the medical field. They've been working a lot, overtime hours.
Yeah.
Some people haven't probably been home in a while just because they've been working all day.
Yeah.
Probably for the past couple of days, they haven't even got to get home.
Yeah.
So I really say thank you a lot for all your support you're doing, trying to help everyone out with this virus. Like I said to everyone, I'll say it again, just be smart, take precaution.
Yeah. And before this whole thing happened, you know, we would go into work not knowing what we're going to come upon now, but now every time we start our shift, it's always something new with this virus, especially since it's spreading worse. Especially there's going to be a curfew, and sooner or later there's going to be a whole lockdown on New York. And when that lockdown happens, we're not going to get a day off, or we're not going to get a week off. We have to show up to take care of these patients, whether they have the virus or not. I'm pretty sure most of them are going to have the virus if it's going to spread as much as they say it's going to spread.
It's been spreading a lot since it's just started.
Yeah, but unfortunately, we have to show up. We don't get to be home with our families.
From where I work at in Amazon, everyone's wearing gloves, making sure everything's safe, taking the right procedures, washing their hands with hand sanitizer. Right now, Amazon's doing this thing where we're supplying everybody with canned goods, medicines, treatments for sickness, because not everyone has the coronavirus. Some people would have a minor flu, and they'll get checked up and they would get the paper, the results. But my job, we're just helping everyone as much as we can. Right now we're being overly staffed because it's a lot of work, a lot of packages being shipped to everyone around the world in New York. We're traveling, talking about Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, and it's a lot. But my job, we're taking the right procedures, we're washing our hands. Right now, so far, I haven't seen anyone get sick in my job. My job's always constantly letting everyone know ahead of time about the job, about how to take the steps with this coronavirus, because everyone's hearing there's this new rule where we can't be outside at a certain time. And for everyone, for not a lot of people, but people that don't work at those times, I think you should stay home just to play it safe. Like, no going out, no hanging out, no partying, no clubs. Just, because at the end of the day, you're helping other people out. You're helping not everybody get sick. You're not helping everybody, catch it, because it goes from one person to the other like this, like quick. And I really think that's the smartest idea. Times Square to Ghost Town, that's literally the main area for the main attraction for tourists, and it's a ghost town. So for everyone out there, I just want to say,
be aware, be safe, and be cautious. So we're gonna wrap up this video and just leave it like that. This is our opinions and our thoughts and our experiences on what the coronavirus has been doing to our lives personally, and also to where we live, which is New York.
Before this goes, Just want to say, if anyone got any questions or anyone wants to tell us anything, you know, let your opinions, you know, we willing to hear you guys out. Subscribe to our channel, hit us up, ask us questions, give us your opinions, and we'll respond. We'll tell you guys how we feel about the whole situation with the coronavirus, or you guys just trying to talk. We definitely love to hear everyone's opinion.
See us on our next video.